वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। नमस्काराय नमः शंभवे च मयो भवे च नमः शंकराय च महेश्वराय च नमः शिवाय सुंदराय च। ओम श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या योग विद्याचार्येभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणे इतिहासोक्त भगवद् भागवत दर्शनानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं विश्वशांति कल्याणार्थं सनातन धर्म वैदिक संस्कृतेश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं च ब्रह्मांड पुराणान्तर्गत अध्यात्म रामायण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं करिष्यामहे वन् सर्वे। ओम श्रीराम जय राम जय जय राम 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 जय जय राम जय जय राम। Let us chant from 23rd mantra, second line for some 10 shlokas. Om Ata Shri Brahmana Purana Antargata Adhyatma Ramayana Shastram Shri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha. Kishkindha Kandam Tutya Sarga Shri Mahadev Vacha Shri Rama Vacha. 23. Atma Swalingam Tu Manaha Parigruhya Tadudbhavan Kamanjushan Gunairbaddha संसारे वर्तते वशः आदौ मनोगुणान् सृष्ट्वा ततः कर्माण्यनेकधा शुक्ललोहितकृष्णानि गतयस्तत्समानतः एवं कर्मवशात् जीवः भ्रमति आभूतसम्प्लवं सर्वोपसंहृतौ जीवः वासनाभिः स्वकर्मभिः अनाद्यविद्यावशगः तिष्ठत्यभिनिवेशतः सृष्टिकाले पुनः पूर्व वासना मानसैः सह जायते पुनरप्येवं घटीयन्त्रमिवावशः यदा पुण्यविशेषेण लभते संगतिं सतां मद्भक्तानां सुशान्तानां तदा मद्विषया मतिः मत्कथाश्रवणे श्रद्धा दुर्लभा जायते ततः स्वरूपविज्ञानम् अनायासेन जायते तदाचार्यप्रसादेन वाक्यार्थज्ञानतः क्षणात् देहेन्द्रिय मनः प्राणाहंकृतिभ्यः पृथक् स्थितं स्वात्मानुभवतः सत्यमानन्दात्मानमद्वयं ज्ञात्वा सद्यो भवेन्मुक्तः सत्यमेव मयोदितम्. What a beautiful, loving, kind are our rishis munis giving us these knowledges in such a simply understandable way. It is only in our non-preparation that we find it difficult to practice also, find it difficult for us much before practice to understand also. If we can show all those our own required inner qualities, this is a greater than the greatest of the joy. Now, in these few shlokas, again, 10th, 20th, 30th time so far in this Adhyatma Ramayana, the Bandha Moksha Vishleshana Vicharana is being done. See, 23rd shloka, second line. Atma, self, pure consciousness. Swalingam. Remember, the Antakarana becomes linga for the presence of Atma, like the electrical equipments become linga for the electricity. Because electricity is such an existing thing, cannot be perceived by any faculties. But its presence can be felt by its expression through the equipments. In the same way, the mana, its functioning, its liveness, all of that becomes the linga to indicate the Paramatma behind. Therefore, that Atma, Paramatma, his own linga, swalingam to manaha, parigruhya, having identified with it, tad udbhavan kaman jushan. In the mana, whatever the kamanas come, doing karma for those kamanas, getting the karma phala jushan gunaihi baddha. In that way, bound by the trigunas, samsare vartate avashaha. Helplessly, he is getting caught up in the samsara. Who? The Atma. But the really Atma, did it get? No. But then the one who is got in his identity with the mana, and from this side, if you see, he is called as Jiva, he continuously suffers. This is a very peculiar mathematics or calculation of Vedanta to digest which Nothing required but an intuitive mind which comes to us after some years of our upasana tapasya. There's nothing to be done here. It only to be accepted. And what is to be done as sadhana should be known. By doing so, we cross the problem. What it is, if you look from Paramatma standpoint, it is untouched by anything. Like Alakta example already seen, no? But if you look from the Upadhi Tadatma Jiva standpoint, we have to say that Atma only identified with the Upadhi is now acting as Jiva. It's all Prakriya explained for us to come out of it, not to literally take it and get confused. The purpose of explanation of this is not to say that the self is bound, but we are experiencing the bondage. For us to come out of the bondage, this is the process that is taught. In this process, what it is, self is with the upadhi acting as jiva, and a jiva gets into himself the modifications that are happening on the upadhi and suffers them into him as if it is his own. Therefore, if this jiva instead of उपाधि युक्त धर्म को तादात्म्य करके सफर करने बजाय, can he find some ways by which the उपाधि में आने वाले whatever modifications, can he detach from them? Yeah, he can do, and that is by being a sakshi. Before the sakshi, drashta. Before drashta, just living in the world only for the sake of dharma. When he does it slowly, because he is detaching from the upadhi, to that extent, the jiva bhava in him starts getting dissolved. Suddenly, one day, when he realizes that he is a sakshi, that sakshi is Atma. It is like when the dreamer wakes up to waker, the waker knows it was like a bondage, but I was never bound with the dream at all. It just in the ignorance of my being a Veka, the dream world as if appeared and as if bound me. Even while the dream was there, because it's mithya, I'm not bound. In the same way, even through the upadhis, when I was suffering as jiva, I was not suffering or bound. But because the importance given to the upadhi, I felt like that. This will be the experience of the one, the jiva, who detaches from the upadhi through various sadhanas and discovers his self. See, in 2 lines only sadhana is explained. Now, if you are interested to do, is this not enough? Continues again. See, Adau. Bhagavan is not satisfied. He wants to make it simple because the listener is Tara. Himself, herself is in such a dukkha because that Vali's body is for there. She is not dukkha. So उनको फिर बार बार बताओ तत्व ज्ञान तो स्पष्ट रूप से आएगा समझ में. So therefore again he says आदौ मनः गुणान सृष्ट्वा. The mana has got a capacity of expressing these 3 gunas of sattva, rajas, tamas, because mana is made out of the maya which has got 3 gunas. और इसके बारे में सोचो मत कि ये कैसा हुआ है, क्या हुआ, क्यों, छोड़ो ये ना सोचो ये क्या हुआ कैसे हुआ. अरे आंख बंद करो. इन योर माइंड आर देयर नॉट द थॉट्स ऑफ नॉलेज? इन योर माइंड आर देयर नॉट द थॉट्स ऑफ एक्शन? In our mind, are there not the thoughts of indulgence and lethargy? Yeah, you can see that thoughts of knowledge is sattva guna, the action is called rajo guna, therefore the lazy thoughts are called tamo guna. और क्या प्रूफ चाहिए आपको कि हमारे मन में इस 3 तरह के गुण आते हैं, गुणों के कारण इन तरह के वृत्तियां आते हैं. सो आदौ मनः गुणान सृष्ट्वा. Then what happens? Tataha, once any of these 3 gunas come in the mind as thoughts, and the thoughts, when they gather the status of sankalpa, even further as the desire to fulfill the desire, karma vashat, it cannot be without doing karma. So every karma will have to have its own result as a phala. Therefore, कर्म के कारण कर्म फल होता है. कर्म वशात जीवः भ्रमति आभूत संप्लवम. Till the prayer kala, the jiva goes from one desire, its karma and fulfillment, for that one or the other body in that way. Sarva upasamrutau, when the entire pralaya happens, what happens to the jiva? Jiva vasanabhi swakarmabhi. With all his swakarma krita vasana, anadi avidyavashagaha, in that nascent avidyavashaha, tishtati aviniveshataha, staying as if in a corner, in a anabhivyakta rupa. Jiva with all his vasanas at the time of pralaya. Srushtikale, when again Srishti comes, Punaha, again, Pura Vasana Manasaihi Saha, with earlier Vasanas and that type of mind, Jayate Punaha Pi, he again is born, continues. That means what? Between one Srushti and its Pralaya, whatever the time, in between that period only, millions of times he goes on born and dying in different yonis because of karma phala, because of karma, because of the trigunas in the mind. At the time of Pralaya, if he is not realized himself, he goes into Bijavastha. Again, when the Srushti comes, again he comes back. That way, how many times we all have gone through, how many Srushtis we don't know. And these three gunas, whichever we give importance, no, one Srushti mein, hamare one Jivan Kal mein, if Sattva predominant is there, we may be yogi, Mahayogi type without realizing the self. In that Janma, Sare, Shastra, Jnana, sab kuch hoga humko, except Mukti. That's what Sattva predominates. And same one, in the next life, when the whole Tamoguna is predominant, we may be an animal or as a human only, absolutely dull-witted fellow. There was no guarantee that I am giving lecture this life, I'll be the same next life. It's only tentative. In my vasanas, in my prarabdha, what is there, we don't know. We may become a carpenter or any lathe machine worker or chamda ukhad ke chappal banane wala. Kuch bhi ban sakte hain. Therefore, in this life only, making use of that, reach the highest, go to the nearest, go to the self as near as possible. That is what they say. By the way, so in this way, when he's going on from one pralaya to another, in between two pralayas, millions and millions of births is taking. This is how the samsara goes on. And all of that put together is only this much. Mind made out of Maya and Trigunas. In the mind, Trigunas come. The I identify the mind, go on doing that or this karma with Kaya or Vacha Manasa. Those karma cannot without giving result. To get that result, I have to go on but go. Putting it is very small and solution also so small. So rise above the three gunas of the mind and then don't do any action because of three gunas, remain as Akshi. All that gets exhausted. No karma phala, no janma bandhana, marana, no bandhanam, totally moksha. So the process when we understand of bondage, the reversal of that alone is the process of moksha. Do the reverse of it, get liberated. So when one is going through like this for many, many lives, yatha punya visheshena labate sangatim satam. By some punya virtue, when he gets satsangati, then who sangati? Mad bhaktanam, shantanam. Then to them, I am there as a Lord, and knowing of the Lord becomes moksha. Or devotion to the Lord removes the Maya. These things he comes to know. And when he holds on to the Guru continuously and goes on listening and makes the understanding subtler and subtler, also practices sadhana, slowly he gets out of what? The Maya's clutches. What? The Mana's clutches. What? The Triguna clutches. What? The desire clutches. What? The three types of desire clutches. The moment he comes out of it, he discovers, yaar, main to yahi tha pehle se. All those beautiful things are tomorrow we discuss. Sarvam Rama Arpanam. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantari Amritakalshastaya Sarvama Vinashaya Trailokyanataya Sri Mahavishnu Om Bhagyavadi Chandrika Bhakta Chittake Ganagana Ro Varadam Bhodan Uttidar Kutarika Namaha. Om Nasa Ro Hare Samira Jatan Antarat Vira Om Srand Vira Namaha. Om Shri Anumati 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 Namaha. Om Shri Anumati Om Shri Anumati Om Shri Anumati Om Shri Anumati Om Namah Shivaya 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 Om Vachanakayat May Dekshna Krishnaya Dimay Tanno Narasimha Prachodayat Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Prahladacha Vachanakayat May Dekshna Krishnaya Dimay Tanno Narasimha Prachodayat Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Prahladacha Om Vachanakayat May Dekshna Krishnaya Dimay Tanno Narasimha Prachodayat Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Prahladacha Om Ram 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 Adi Shankara Anugrahena Parabrahmanava Siddhartham Devatanam Darshana Praptartham Sanatanam Se Vishwavyaptartham Shri Adi Shankaracharya Swamina Stotra Shatanamavalyaha Parayanam Sarve Karishyamahe. Just to chant very quickly ओम श्री शंकराचार्य वर्याय नमः। ओम ब्रह्मानंद प्रदायकाय नमः। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरादित्याय नमः। सुज्ञानामोदि चंद्रमसे नमः। वर्णाश्रवधिष्ठात्रे नमः। श्रीमते मुक्तिप्रदायकाय नमः। शिष्योपदेश निरताय नमः। भक्ताविष्ट प्रदायकाय नमः। सूक्ष्मतत्व रहस्य ज्ञान कार्य प्रबोधकाय नमः। ज्ञानमुद्राजितकराय नमः। शिष्यवृत्तापहारकाय नमः। वायुविराजाश्रमोद्धर्त्रे नमः। सर्वतंत्र स्वतंत्र धिये नमः। द्वैत स्थापनाचार्याय नमः। साक्षात् शंकर रूपभृते नमः। षण्मुख स्थापनाचार्याय नमः। त्रयीमार्ग प्रकाशकाय नमः। वेद वेदांत तत्वज्ञानम् पूर्वादिमत खंडनाय नमः। वैराग्य निरताय नमः। शांताय नमः। संसारान्नवतारकाय नमः। प्रसन्नवदनां भुजानं परमार्थ प्रकाशकाय नमः। पुराणस्मृति तारकाय नमः। नित्यतृप्ताय नमः। तेन मुनये नमः। नित्यानंदाय विराटंकाय निस्संगाय निर्मलात्मकाय निर्मलाय निरंकाराय नमः। विश्ववंद्य पदाम्बुजाय नमः। सत्त्वप्रदाय नमः। सद्भावाय संख्यात गुणोच्चराय नमः। नमः सार्वदयाय सुधीयं सारस्वतप्रदाय नित्यात्मने पुण्यशीलाय सांख्य योगचक्षणाय नमः। तपोराशेन महातेजेन गुणत्रय भागविदं कलिज्ञान कालकर्मज्ञानं तमोगुण निवारकाय भगवतेन भारती चेत्रेण जारदाह्वान पठितारं धर्माधर्म विभाग ज्ञान लक्ष्मीवेद प्रदर्शकाय आदिविद कला विज्ञानं योग हृत्व भास्कराय अतीन्द्र ज्ञान निधेनो नित्यादित्य विवेक देनो चिदानंदाय चिन्मयात्मनं परगाय प्रवेश कृत्य मानव चरित्राढ्यानो क्षेमदायनं क्षेमकरायनं भव्यानं भद्र प्रदायनं भूरिभम्नेन विश्वंजकायनं स्वप्रकाशायनं सदा धारायनं विश्ववन्दवेन शुभोदयानं विशालकीर्तेनो वागीशायनं सर्वलोकितोत्सकायनं कैलास यात्रा संप्राप्त चंद्रमौळि प्रभुजकायनं कांचां श्रीचक्राज केन्द्रस्थापन दीक्षायनं श्रीचक्रात्मक ताटंग तुषितांबा मनोरथायनं श्री ब्रह्मसूत्रोपनिषद भाष्यादि ग्रंथकल्पकायनं चतुर्दिक् चतुरहनाय प्रतिष्ठात्रेण महामतेनं द्विसप्तति मदोक्षेत्रेण सर्वदिग्विजय प्रभेन काशयावसनवेतायनं भस्मोद्धूल विग्रहायनं ज्ञानात्मकैक दण्डाढ्यानं कमण्डल लसत्करायनं गुरु भूमण्डलाचार्यानं भगवत्पाद संज्ञकायनं व्यास संदर्शन प्रीतायनं ऋषिशृंगपरेश्वरायनं सौंदर्य लहरी मुख्य स्तोत्र विधायकायनं चतुष्षष्टि कला विज्ञानं ब्रह्मराक्ष मोक्षायनं श्रीमन्मंडल विश्वाक्य भुजे स्वयं सन्नुतायनं तोटकाचार्य संपूजानं पद्मपादार्चितांग्रिकाय नमः स्थावल योगींद्र ब्रह्मज्ञान प्रदायकाय नमः सुरेश्वराख्य सचिष्य संन्यासाश्रमदायकाय नमः सिंहभक्तायनं सद्रत्नगर्भ एरव पुंजकायनं व्याख्या सिंहासनाधीशायनं जगत्पूजयानं जगद्गुरवे श्री आद्यशंकर गुरवे नमः। ओम भूर्भुवस्सुः प्राणाय पानाय व्यानाय उदानाय समानाय ब्रह्मणे मध्ये मध्ये उदपाने उत्तराभूषणम् हस्तपादवृक्षाणाचमनताम्बूल नीराजनां दर्शयामि। ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमाविदितो भान्ति उतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं दस्वासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। नारायण दाशरथसीतराम। ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमाविदितो भान्ति उतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तम्। बोल सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। राधावर कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। मावर चंद्रचूड़ भगवान की जय। श्री रामायण महाभारत भागवत पुराण गीता ब्रह्मसूत्र योग वासिष्ठ पातंजलि योग दर्शन सूत्र संहिता शिवपुराण संस्थान। ओम पुराण इतिहास शास्त्र की जय। वेदव्यास सुखदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय। श्री वेदव्यास वैश्वमन आज्ञवल के आद्य शंकरादि ब्रह्म विद्याचार्य की जय। श्री वेदव्यास वशिष्ठ वाल्मीकि तुलसीदास रामायणाचार्य की जय। हिरण्यगर्भ कपिल पतंजलि व्यासादि योग दर्शनाचार्य की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। आज के आनंद की जय। नमः पार्वती पते हर महादेव हर। सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंद गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम बिंबे आदि पराशक्ति माता की जय। बोलो आदिशंकर भगवान की जय। ओम तत्सत ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु।